I like to spend a bit of money. I like to go do stuff, but
not excessively though.
Not
You don't spend
excessively.
excessively.
Yeah. I just didn't want to feel like I was handcuffed to something like a budget. I just
didn't want to feel restricted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey everyone, it's Nia.
And Morgan.
And we are the Budget Bees. Today we're going to be talking to you guys about our debt-free journey. Last November 2019, we paid off about $31,000 of debt. So this is going to be a very candid, no scripted, just talk about how we got there, the steps that we took, and kind of a little bit about the journey. I will start with saying that we definitely couldn't have done it without budgeting. Budgeting was a huge part of tracking our money, tracking our income, making sure that we weren't crazily spending on anything. Everything was in reason. I feel like we did some trips.
We still did a lot of trips. I'm very fortunate for Nia. She let me go on a lot of my friend trips because I don't necessarily know a ton of people here in Georgia, and a lot of my buddies live in New York, live in Illinois, live in Texas, so I got a lot of opportunities to still go see them once or twice a year. So even though you're budgeting, you still find ways to make sure you're living life.
Something that we have done for 3 years now for Christmas money is we'll get some Christmas money from his parents every single year, and we'll use that money specifically for Morgan to go see his friends, since he has friends in all these different states. And so it's kind of it's a cool way because it's like a no guilt trip, friend trip for Morgan.
Exactly.
So it doesn't have to eat crazily into our budget because he uses that Christmas money.
Being on budget doesn't mean that you can't have fun.
Exactly.
That was my biggest thing with being on a budget, because everyone's like, oh, I'm on a budget, I can't do anything fun ever, can't go out, can't order out food, whatever. But honestly, you don't really start to notice it after a while. It just kind of becomes part of your life.
It just becomes a lifestyle. We got married in October of 2017, and we really kicked off our journey probably, when did we kick off our journey?
Was it right after the wedding or right before?
No, it was, so we paid off all of our debts in 11 months, so I guess that means we started, what's that math? 11 months, then we paid it off in November. So December.
So we started December 2017.
2018. So we started in December 2018 with paying off our debts, and then we paid them off in 11 months, so that brings us to November of 2019. But just kind of going back to when we got married, we combined our finances when we got married, so that was like a really interesting kind of journey, just getting on the same page, really, because I know so many people have concerns about well, what if my partner's not on the same page? I would say that we didn't really necessarily start off on the same page, because you were kind of hesitant.
Definitely was very hesitant. I like to spend a bit of money. I like to go do stuff, but
not excessively though.
Not excessively.
Excessively.
I just didn't want to feel like I was handcuffed to something like a budget. I just
didn't want to feel restricted.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, it really wasn't a big deal at all.
And I think that's kind of something that you learn throughout is it's really not a restriction, but you can always start kind of bigger and then go down. So I know when I first started budgeting, I gave myself $500 a month for whatever money, and the whole time that we were paying off debt, we each got $100 each a month. So $50 twice a month we each got. And when I tell people that, they're like, you're crazy, but we got
it worked out. Pretty well.
It worked out. We got through it. And I think when you're thinking about things, something I noticed that you did throughout the journey was he used to just kind of spend mindlessly, and not that he was buying unnecessary things, but he wouldn't really think about the purchase. Whereas now, you'll wait for something to go on sale, or you'll find it cheaper on eBay.
As opposed to just being on Prime and just press go and
exactly. So we don't even have a Prime account anymore.
Exactly. Which is probably don't need it anyway.
And Morgan fought me on that too.
I did find her on that.
We need an Amazon account. I'm like, no, we don't.
And we're fine. 6 months later.
We wait for the shipping, so it takes 3 to 5 days or whatever.
Honestly, just go to eBay.
Or go to eBay, and it's pretty quick. It's pretty quick shipping on eBay too.
It's actually a lot faster on eBay because most of the time it is expedited shipping, so it works out really well.
I think there's a lot of things that you think you need, or things that you think are part of your lifestyle that you don't not necessarily really need. I think that definitely helped us a ton on our debt-free journey. What are some other things that you feel like we did to save money? One big thing is we increased our income quite a bit in those 11 months, so that helped a lot.
That was very fortunate that we got promoted and stuff like that.
That helped a ton.
Honestly, the biggest thing is really just knowing where every single dollar goes, because you could have 10 subscriptions, you could have HBO, Netflix, Hulu, I don't know, a game subscription or something.
And you should just be using other people's anyway.
If you can.
We don't
like,
pay for any of those.
Well, yeah, but if you can be like on a family account, and like maybe you pay a couple bucks to your dad, your mom, your aunt, your uncle, or you and your siblings.
Might as well share.
Yeah, share. Yeah, because you can have up to 4 accounts, I think, on most of them. So that's helped a lot. But really, just kind of knowing where every single buck goes, that helped a lot. Because I feel like that makes you needlessly spend when you just don't really know where all your money's actually going. And then when you know where it's going, you'll see how much you actually are saving, and then that's money that you can either put into savings or use for fun money or whatever.
Another thing that we did is we had monthly check-ins with each other. So I'm really the family CEO, so I really track like everything, make sure all the bills get paid, make sure all the amounts are going into their proper accounts.
Yeah, you're the boss. I know.
The boss.
The boss.
That being said, we get together once a month, and Morgan put it on our calendar, so we have an invite every month just to remind both of us to get together, talk about where we're at, talk about the login information, this is where everything is, type of thing. Get on the same page, make sure we still have the same long-term goals. And I think that's something that helped you get on board for sure, is like in the early stages was looking at the long-term goals. So like, what do you want in the long term? Yeah. Because if you kind of look at it short terms, like month to month, it's not as exciting and it doesn't seem like something.
Right, but when you look at the bigger picture, then you see like all that money that you're saving, like is actually going towards a big purchase, whether it's a down payment or a cool vacation you always wanted to do. Whatever you want to do. Paying off student loans, like that was exciting. For sure. Paying off your first credit card. You're gonna chop that ish up. So. And
we didn't talk on that, like some of the debts that we had that made up the $31,000. So like Morgan said, it was my student loans. Morgan's parents paid for his student loans. It was our credit cards. So I had a credit card myself, and then we had joint credit card debt. And a lot of that, some of our credit card debt was we remodeled our house. So some of that was for like the kitchen. We went through an IKEA credit card and things like that. And then also both of our cars.
Car payment. I completely forgot about those.
So my 2011 Prius and his 2015 Honda CR-V are both now
paid off, which is awesome.
So we just have to pay for insurance and gas, which is nice, and maintenance.
Maintenance,
So that's what makes up our $31,000 that we had, and we definitely had a lot of support from our family. Definitely had some privileges throughout. We personally did pay $31,000. We didn't. No one helped us with that. No
gifts there or anything like that. Like that was us just straight up saving for 11 months and cutting back on having a date night once a week, or as opposed to going out every single night, things like that. Making sure we shop at places like Aldi.
Yes, we shopped at Aldi. A lot. We went kind of far distances.
Yeah, usually went like 20, 30 minutes to get to Aldi. And we still have to do that even where we live now.
Exactly.
But it's still worth it to us because
less temptations.
Yeah, exactly. A lot less temptations, unless you of a specific deal at Kroger or Publix or whatever your local supermarket is.
Yeah, for sure. But if you have an Aldi in your area,
definitely take advantage of Aldi.
Yeah, that's a huge way to save money on groceries, which groceries can really add up.
Oh yeah, especially if you well, and that's the other thing, just planning out your meals for the week,
cooking every week,
and knowing
meal prepping.
Yeah, then you go to the grocery store knowing like
what you want to make.
Ours is, I guess, fortunately kind of simple because I pretty much eat the exact same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I don't know how he does it. He eats the same exact thing.
Pretty much the same thing.
All meals.
For the week. And then Nia cooks her own stuff, but eventually we'll get back to it where I'm eating probably the same dinner as you.
But it still ends up working out really well because we both have a plan. So it's like having a plan for your money is similar to like having a plan for your food. And they kind of go hand in hand. So like if you have a plan for your food, you're going to ultimately end up spending less money because you are, making the food yourself and you have a meal plan and all that. So on Wednesday, you're not tempted to go to Taco Bell, which we were tempted a few times.
Yeah, most days. Yeah, because Taco Bell's
That's what fun money's for.
That's what fun money's for. There's a Taco Bell right off the way of our train stations. As soon as you get off the train, you could take a right and a left and you're at Taco Bell.
Yeah, and speaking of train stations, another way we save a lot of money is when we moved to this house, I made sure that when we were looking for a house, we got a house near public transportation. One, to save money, and also because Atlanta traffic is wild.
Awful. Where our jobs are, we really couldn't afford a house over there because they're in the very big metro parts of Atlanta. So it would just be so expensive to be anywhere near close to like our work here, just to find a place that's a little bit further away from the city, but has public transit that goes all the way down there.
Yeah, so it still has that option. So
Yep.
highly recommend if you are in the market for a house. Houses are super expensive if you're a first-time home buyer, first of all. But secondly, definitely look somewhere where you can take public transportation. And
If you can, if that's an option.
If that's an
Yeah.
option, for sure.
Depending
And
where
we
you live.
even drive to our train station, but it's only a few minutes away. So
Yep.
that's very convenient for us. And my job pays for my train pass, so I don't even have to pay for that. And then Morgan gets a deal with his train pass. So really, we only pay about $75 for transit. And
Yep.
so we save a lot on gas because we're not using that. Maintenance of our car since we're not using it that
Yep.
often, and insurance because we told our insurance company that we're now using the train, so we're driving less miles, therefore we get a better rate.
It might be $5-10 here or there, but
Yeah.
if you do
It
that
adds
across
up.
of everything, whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
like whether your carbon payments go down, your paying on gas goes down, saving money on groceries goes down,
Yep.
like whatever.
Yep.
Like it all adds up eventually.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to kind of run through our budget, like how our budget looked like when we were going on the debt-free journey? I can just pick like a random budget.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I save all of our budgets in my phone. Like I said, I'm the CEO who's tracking everything.
COO, CEO, CFO.
Yep. Okay, so I will go to a 2019 budget. So for May, the other thing is we individually have fund money, but then like Morgan was saying about date nights, like what I think we decided once a month. So most of our date nights on the debt-free journey, and we kind of still do the same things that we did then, just because we were already doing them.
Yeah.
Is we would get wings every Friday at our local wing place.
Hey.
And it's only like $25
Yep.
for like 30 wings and fries and fried
Fried
rice.
rice,
The whole shebang. And so that just kind of became our regular Friday date night
Yep.
kind of thing. So we budgeted $50 every single month for date nights, and most of it was like twice a month we would do wings.
Yep.
So that makes up our $50, and that worked out pretty well. This particular month in May, we saved $300 for vacations. So it might sound crazy to be saving money for vacations while you're on the debt-free journey, but it's just something that we prioritize and
Yep.
something we still prioritize.
Yeah, because we love to go see family,
Yeah.
go see friends, just go someplace different.
And that
Yeah.
particular trip was to see family in Baltimore. We started saving months before we actually went.
Yeah.
So I think we started saving in like March, so way before we went,
Yeah.
which was in
Joel-
September.
Yeah, it was
I think it was
September. It was
September.
September.
Yeah.
Labor Day.
Yeah, so we
Yep.
started saving well in advance.
Yep.
And then our car insurance was $200 at the time, not much different now. At the time, of course, we had all of our minimum payments. We had about $55 allocated towards gas, which we still do now. $180, so what, $360 a month for groceries, $65 at the time for a phone, because Morgan, to save money, he used to be on his own phone plan, which
Yep.
was a lot of money, and then he got on someone else's
Yep.
family friend plan to get our phone bill much cheaper. So my phone's paid through by my work, so I don't have to pay for that. And then Morgan's was $65, which now it's like $25.
Yeah.
And we're on my parents' plan,
Which is awesome.
which is
Yeah.
T-Mobile. So we definitely
T-Mobile.
found all the little ways we could cut and save money. Do you want to talk on why we save money for Theo every month?
Yeah, so when we first got Theo, he was a pretty sick puppy, so we had to have a lot of expenses at the vet clinic for those like first couple months to get him make sure he's all good. Now he's completely healthy, so he's fine. But just because of how many times he had to go, that was a lot of unexpected costs. So now every single month we have like a sinking fund for Theo,
Yep.
just in case anything ever comes up, or just to pay for his every 6 month, year long.
If he has
If he has to
annual
go,
or
yeah, his annual,
it
whatever,
is.
or if we're taking him in to get like a Bortello thing, so he can go to like dog daycare, whatever.
Yep.
But we have a fund just set aside for Theo, just for whatever comes up with him.
And that
And
at
now-
that time was $150.
Yep.
And then do you want to talk about now?
And now we have a second dog, Augie.
Augie, he's sleeping.
He's sleeping right now.
Maybe we'll show them at the end of the video.
Yeah, we'll try to show them then.
Yeah.
But so now we're gonna probably have to add a little bit more money to that because Augie's first vet appointment is next Friday.
So we'll probably use the Theo's sinking fund for his vet visit.
Actually, we get
because-
this one free.
Oh.
The first trip is free.
Even better.
Because we're
See?
going to a new clinic.
Saving money.
So, yeah, saving money.
But we probably will just end up pulling those two together so that they can be on the same fund since he's going to have visits earlier. But
Yep.
typically Theo goes to the vet once a year, and we just use...
At this age, yeah.
Yeah, at this age. But if something comes up, we save $150 a month for Theo. And it's
Yep.
kind of like pet insurance. So instead of paying for pet insurance, we just save the money ourselves.
Exactly.
And then if anything comes up, we have the money sitting in there. The other thing we had is a couple of subscriptions. So we do pay for Spotify. Our family pays for like everything else, Hulu's, Amazon, all those things. But we do pay for Spotify. And then we had here's Theo.
There's Theo.
We have a gift and giving sinking fund that was $80 a month. So that was if someone's birthday or if
Wedding.
we just wanted to give, whatever. Morgan had his allowance of $50. I had my allowance of $50 like we talked about, and that was bi-weekly. So it was $100 for the month.
Yep.
We also have a car maintenance sinking fund, $100, which that's come in handy, right?
Yeah, because I had my tire went out, or my tire popped, leaking, whatever. And then we just got all new tires. So it was good to have that fund.
Yep, and I think at the time we only had to come out of pocket like $100 because we had a good amount of money.
We saved up.
I think the tires were $700.
Yep.
We did have to come out of pocket a little bit, but we had quite a bit of money. I think we had like $500 saved in our sinking fund. And do you want to explain what a sinking fund is? Testing his knowledge. I'm like leaning back because we're both trying to fit on this little tiny chair.
Sinking fund is, I don't remember what the term means. I just use it. It's a power word. I just use it. I don't really know what it means.
So a sinking fund is basically a fund that you deposit or save money into every single month, and then when the event or whatever comes up, then that's when you use it, and it's just called a sinking fund.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people have Christmas sinking funds. They start saving in January, and then in December they have enough money for their kids' Christmas. We don't really do that because we don't spend a ton on Christmas. So that's pretty much what a sinking fund is. It's just saving money on a monthly basis until that thing comes up. So we do a vacation sinking fund, a car maintenance sinking fund, a Theo sinking fund, and a few others, but that's pretty much what a sinking fund is. And at the time we had car payments, what else? We have our security, so we pay for security for our house, which is $13 a month, but that's the Nest security system. And then our mortgage at the time was about $1,300 a month, and it's still $1,300 a month. Our utilities collectively were about like $250 to $300 a month, and everything's still around the same. Internet at the time was $80, but we did find a savings there.
Yep, we did.
So now we pay $50 a month. That's pretty much most of it.
Yeah.
We did put aside a little bit of miscellaneous money every single month so that we weren't like super strict, which I highly recommend.
Yep.
Just when those things happen, because they're going to happen. Just
you
things
never
that
know
you
what can
don't
come
expect.
up.
Exactly. So just kind of having that little bit of miscellaneous money, $100 or $200, just kind of as a cushion. That's the gist of our budget when we were on a debt-free journey. Can you think of anything else really that we did to pay this off? We increased our income, decreased our expenses.
Yeah.
Budgeted.
It's really just about tackling your debts, because I mean, as soon as you pay off your debts,
You have more money.
then you start having more money. So that was kind of the biggest thing, is that we definitely cut back on our spending to make sure that we were paying off our debts. So like that's where the big result was,
Yeah,
like cutting
for
back
sure.
on date night and everything like that. It was just like, let's tackle these debts, get them out of the way.
And not like lifestyle inflation. So when we got paid more, when we did get those raises and those promotions, we
Try to keep our lifestyle the exact same.
Yeah, our budget like stayed the same, and our budget is still the same, and we make more money now
We just put the rest
than we
towards
even
saving.
did at the time. Than we even did when we became debt free. So, and but we haven't adjusted our lifestyle at all. I will say one thing we have changed since we become debt free is we do save more money in our vacation fund. Even though we can't go anywhere right now because of the pandemic, but we do save, I think it's about $300 every single month, even though we don't have any trips planned, which we didn't do that in the past. And then we also bumped our personal allowances to $100 each, so we each get $200 a month. So that was a pretty big raise.
All in.
That was a big raise for us.
For us,
going from $100 a month to $200. I definitely felt that.
I felt it a lot too.
It was exciting. But for the most part, we still save a lot of our money. One of our goals this year is to save about 60% on a monthly basis of our income, and about 22.5% of that goes to our retirement account, so 401ks and Roth IRAs. And then the other savings right now, we built out our basement so we can have a rental unit, separate entrance and everything, full kitchen, full bathroom, and then we want to save for a rental. Unit.
Another rental property. Yeah, property. So,
My foot's falling asleep. You
Oh,
can see my pants out. We're trying to squeeze on this little tiny couch right here. So
It's not working great right now.
we got to find a new setup for our future videos.
Yeah, we'll find something.
So those are pretty much the steps that we took. I don't think it was too.
Wasn't too crazy.
It
I mean,
wasn't too crazy. It's
you just
definitely,
definitely
it's definitely achievable.
yeah, at least one person in the relationship though definitely has to be the one that's pushing for it. Because if both people don't really care that much, then it's going to be a lot harder to say. Like if Nia acted like how I acted, then we would not have started this journey whatsoever.
Yeah.
So one person, if you really just want to get debt free and you really want to like maximize your income while reducing your expenses, I mean, one person just has to be kind of like the pallbearer and
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, fight for it.
Yeah, and really, like, we came up also with the list of reasons why we're doing this, why we want to
Yep,
become
that's it,
financially
yeah.
independent. That's kind of what we kept going back to,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of what kept us motivated throughout our debt-free journey is remembering the reasons why.
Why we're doing all
and
this.
such a big one being financial independence. So
Yep.
we can work if we want to. We kind of have more flexibility in life.
Yep.
And that's something we both really want, and something we both really wanted at the time too. So
Yep.
that's pretty much how we got to where we are now, is we see the bigger picture and the big goal and what we want for ourselves and our family and
And our dogs.
puppies. That's pretty much the sacrifice that we were 100% willing to make, and
Yep.
it's so worth it because the things that that people do to like keep up with the Joneses and stuff, it's not really worth it at the end of the day. Like if you want certain things, that's fine. If you like nice cars, like that's your thing. But what we realized in the journey is that we like those things don't really have a big importance on us.
Yeah, not
It
at all.
definitely made us like remember the things that have importance on us for sure. Like our priorities. We figured out what our priorities were in this
100%,
journey.
which is good. Yeah, like everyone should do that. I mean,
yeah. For
like
sure.
you said, not just keeping up appearances. Like do what actually is going to make you happy.
Yeah, for sure.
With your money.
Yeah, because they ain't paying your bills.
Yep. True dat.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Very candid. We just literally, I was like, Morgan, get ready, let's film.
Yeah, I was sitting in bed playing video games, and here I am now.
Yeah, and I think this is our first video back together since a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. You know. Thank
So-
you for awaiting my return. And everyone was ready for me to come back.
And so the channel is gearing towards, we are the Budget Bees now. Please follow us on Instagram at the Budget Bees.
Whoop.
And so that's going to be the majority of our videos. We might do a vlog here and there, maybe. I can get him to do it. But it's mainly going to be about financial independence for
Yep.
sure, and our journey on financial independence, and just giving you tips and tricks to become
Right, what works for
financially
us? Yeah.
Okay, Theo's barking, time to go. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll post new videos every single week. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next
All right,
time.
until next time.